Halloween Ends is here, the last entry in the Blumhouse trilogy. 44 years of Michael Myers choking women without their consent has finally come to its conclusion. Laurie Strode and The Shape have their grand finale, but does this final chapter stick the landing and deliver us the conclusion that we all want to see? Let's find out in my spoiler-free review of Halloween Ends. Before we get into this review, make sure you slash that like button and also slash that subscribe button to see more horror content from a beautiful man who wears very nice flannels. Forget the plot synopsis for this review. Let's go straight into the review. We're gonna raw dog it, no lube. Let's jump right into it. I'm gonna be straight up with you. This movie is 100% going to be very divisive. This is a weird, out there, crazy movie. You think it's gonna make a right turn, bam, it makes a left turn. It's insane. I think this potentially will be the most divisive movie in the entire Halloween franchise. I really do. David Gordon Green takes a huge swing with the plot of this movie. It's very distinct from most Halloween movies. It doesn't go the traditional way you think it's gonna go. Maybe you might predict the ending to this film, but everything before that is just completely organic, unique, and something new. I think going into this direction takes a lot of guts. They are sailing into new uncharted territories for this franchise. By making this decision without spoiling anything, I didn't love the way this movie went. However, I respected the hell out of what they did with this plot. The nucleus of Halloween Ends is Michael versus Laurie. They don't shy away from that. They show you everything you kind of want to see in that department. Everything's compelling. It has really emotional themes and scenes, yet this film doesn't solely rely on them. It focuses a lot on overcoming trauma and not letting your past consume who you are. After Halloween Kills, Laurie and Allison have lost just about everything. Family and friends have been taken from them by the boogeyman. Halloween Ends preaches this message of being resilient and never giving up. There are many scenes with Laurie Strode that pulled on my heartstrings because they were so emotional and relatable. As a person that has dealt with internal personal trauma, I think this movie related to me in a way that I did not expect it to. The meaning behind Halloween Ends and the themes that it introduces were very unexpected. I did not expect a movie with a man wearing a William Shatner mask while also wearing the mustiest coveralls to ever exist to have me shook and emotional. That was completely surprising. In addition, the way they tackle the essence of Michael's evil is very interesting. It made me look at 1978's Halloween in a new way. Jamie Lee Curtis gave her all to her performance as Laurie Strode in Halloween Ends, and she is definitely the best part of this movie. Andi Matichak is great as always. I thought she's been great throughout this whole trilogy, but in Halloween Ends, I think they left a little bit too much on the table with her. I think they could have gone deeper with her character, maybe turned her into a darker, more sinister character, maybe a little bit more brooding than she is. I think they could have pushed that envelope a little bit further, and I was a bit disappointed by that. Corey Cunningham was the biggest wild card for Halloween Ends. There has been so many rumors and speculations about his character, and I'm here to say I liked his character way more than I thought I would, but I wish they introduced him way earlier in the trilogy. He has a unique arc in here that would have been so much better if they built him up in Halloween 2018 or Halloween Kills. I see what David Gordon Green was trying to do with him, but what he tries to introduce with him comes off as more of a Christine ripoff than it does more than a Christine homage. Halloween Ends is this Frankenstein monster of a film that takes inspiration and kind of steals from other movies, such as the original Hellraiser, John Carpenter's Christine, and even Friday the 13th Part 5 to some extent. Halloween Ends starts off extremely strong with this tension-filled opening scene. It hits this peak almost immediately into the film, and then it kind of shoots back down during the middle of the runtime, and then towards the final act of the movie, it shoots back up again into this peak. It's a very oddly paced film. Side note, the opening credits and the opening theme to Halloween Ends might be my favorite in the entire Halloween franchise. It has this one specific Easter egg in the opening title and the opening credits that I thought was just awesome. It's like they knew how they wanted to end this trilogy, but for the rest of the runtime in Halloween Ends, it feels like they're just taking other parts from other classic horror movies that you've seen before. They even directly take scenes from the original 1978 Halloween. While I love that movie, it's very iconic, I would have preferred them to replace those scenes with something of their own, rather than rehashing old scenes from this classic movie that has been literally beaten to death. I think there's so many Easter eggs and little hints to the 1978 original in this trilogy. It kind of gets to the point where it's like, okay, like we get it, that movie's awesome, but give us something a little bit new so it's refreshing and it doesn't just feel recycled throughout this whole trilogy. It's baffling how different this movie is, but yet how familiar this movie is. I know it's confusing. I just left the theater and I'm still processing this movie. But I still walked away appreciating this conclusion. I didn't hate this. It definitely still feels like a Halloween movie. It takes some crazy twists and turns, but the DNA of the foundation of what John Carpenter created back in 1978 is still here in Halloween Ends. The score by John Carpenter for Halloween Ends is amazing. If you see this movie in IMAX, it just has this grand orchestra score that will just make your nipples hard and make your nuts tingle if you have them. I mean, my nuts are still tingling and I just left the theater. This story feels small scaled compared to Kills. There isn't the high bloody body count. Michael isn't out here on steroids destroying firefighters and whooping ass like he was 4 years ago. Michael isn't that same force he was in Halloween Kills. And here he's kind of chilling in his cave for the past 4 years. He's a little bit weaker. He is, as in David Gordon Green's words, a dog being left out to die, who's just kind of suffering from his wounds from Halloween Kills. If Halloween Kills was Michael Myers' retirement party, Halloween Ends is Michael Myers' comeback tour. Halloween Ends is like watching Michael Jordan play for the Wizards. Yeah, it's still Michael Jordan, but there's just something a bit off about him. As I was getting towards the climax and ending of this movie, I found it a bit predictable. You can kind of see where they're gonna go with it, and that's all I'm gonna say about the ending. I'm not gonna get into any spoilers, obviously, but I think I'm pretty satisfied with that ending. I think that it was pretty badass what they decided to do. And yeah, I overall, I liked it. I probably wouldn't have went that direction. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm saying. To sum up this review, Halloween is a batshit weird movie, but it's batshit weird in a very good way. This could have been any other Halloween movie, but this one stands out among the rest. I'm gonna give Halloween Ends a respectable 6.5 out of 10. I think Halloween Ends might get better over time for me. When you watch this trilogy as just one giant movie, I think it makes the experience a bit better. This trilogy has some of the best moments in the entire history of the Halloween franchise. This is such a bittersweet moment for me as a lifelong Halloween fan. The Halloween franchise, at least this iteration, this trilogy, this group of people, is probably done for. They're probably not going to make any more movies within this timeline. And, you know, it's sad to say goodbye. These last 4 years covering these Halloween movies have been a blast for me. Being a part of the horror community here on YouTube has been so much fun. I've met so many great friends, so many great people while covering these movies. No matter the perception of Halloween Ends, I still had a great time with this trilogy, and nothing can ever take that away from me. This has just been a very special part of my life, and I'm glad that I can share it with everyone watching. Thank you so much. Oh man, I cannot wait to see the comment section for this movie. Yeah, I can't wait for the spoiler review. We got some things to talk about. With that being said, have you seen Halloween Ends yet? What did you think of the film? Let me know down in that comment section down below. I have a feeling it's going to get very spicy down there. Be careful. Please make sure you click that little bell down there below the video to get notified when I drop my spoiler review of Halloween Ends. You definitely do not want to miss that video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.